Yo,
My dog.
yes sir. Welcome
Hey,
back to another week, another segment
let's
of
go,
Express
man.
Yourself.
Express
Took a
yourself.
week off, but we back.
Yeah, that's because of Halloween.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was Halloween. So,
yep.
it's always ways, but just express yourself, man. My boy Goose. Today, um, we think about we just go ahead and talk about expectations,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So expectations. We don't even know where we're going with this, so we got to
No.
find out. Expectations. What's up with expectations? Do you feel like people need expectations on anything? Do you feel like they're ever a requirement, or do you ever feel like, or do you feel like expectations shouldn't exist?
All right, that's what I was gonna get to. That's
Okay,
that's
all
what
right, there
that's
we
what
go.
my brain
There
was
we go.
flowing.
There
So,
we go.
expectations.
Answer whatever
Fuck.
one you want, however you want to. Go ahead.
I feel like how I always say everything. I feel like everything is a contradictive. Life is a living contradiction because it's just like depends on the situation, the scenario, but
Yeah.
because I feel like I'm a hypocrite when it comes to expectations. Why I say it? Because when I'm in a certain situation like work or basically just work or just other shit in general that I'm doing like involving other people, I feel like I expect people to be able to do something so simple, but it's so simple to me.
Hmm.
And it's not, it may not be simple to others, but I expect it to be because it's just so easy. So it's just like I expect you to understand. I expect you to execute. I expect you to do like as I said type shit. So expectations to me is just like I could contradict myself because it's like people hold expectations on people, but it's just like can you be mad at someone for not reaching your expectations on them?
Is you asking me?
Like that's what I'm saying. Like I ask myself that too.
Okay.
So
Well, I think that I mean, nah. I feel like that, right? Logically, that don't make sense,
logically,
right?
it don't make sense. Exactly.
Right? You be like,
So that's where I snap
okay.
out of myself. Like I get myself thinking like that, and I'd be like,
I feel that though. I think I do that.
like
too.
I'd be at work too. Like at work is where I do it the most because it's like there'd be a lot of people coming in and out of work, and it's just like I expect them to do it the way I like it or the way I do it, but it's just like how can I expect someone to do something where I didn't communicate it? I wanted it like that. I just expected them to do it. You know what I'm saying? So the communication part of
So give me an instance. Like, so if I'm working for you, you're my manager, right?
Right.
Okay, so you're my manager. What? Give me an order. Maybe you would say to somebody that you would expect them to do something.
So basically, like, because alright, so like when we train people, I'd be like, all right, so I show them where everything's at.
Mm-hmm.
I show them where everything's located.
So I get everything. I see
So
everything.
if I show you, I'd be like, all right, inside this cooler is where all the produce and tortillas and all this stuff is at. And this cooler is where all like the dairy and eggs and all this stuff is at here. And then in this one's where all the cheese and all this stuff is at.
Okay.
So I'm breaking it down. I'm breaking down the store to you where you can find the stuff you need. Now everything
where you should put it, right?
Right where
it
goes.
Exactly. Where you should put it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So by me telling you where everything is, all that stuff, and I show you like the blueprint of it, I'll be like, all right, so in order to find something else, you just look at the barcodes, you read the last four numbers. If they match, it's what it is. I'm like, if it's something that's has a date like cheese or milk or anything that goes by dates, just give it the rotation. Put the old in the front and new in the back. Basic common sense stuff.
I feel like this. Yeah, I'm about to say. Right. I feel like it's common sense, right? Okay.
So yeah. All right. So when I tell someone, "Yo, go fill something up,"
I bet. So I'm going. Okay. So yep.
And they don't do something I expect them to do the way I.
So then, okay, give me a situation which obviously you don't have to say like. Obviously, we're not naming anybody, so it's just like, what was the situation where you name that, so everything needs to go a certain way, and then like rotating, make sure whatever is about to expire in the front to at least whichever the furthest expiration date away to the back, right? Yeah. What was the situation where it didn't go the way you expected?
So the biggest problem that happens to this day, I mean, it happens with everyone that goes in, is we always tell them, if I tell you to stock something or fix something, is finish that area first. Don't try to do one piece here and then go to another area and do one piece here. Like, if I tell you, yo, fill up the milk, I expect you to fill up the whole refrigerator of milk, like, because that's your job. Like, you're stocking. So if you're already in, I'm already assigning you to go to that cooler and fill up milk. Just because I said milk, I don't mean just milk in general. Like, fill up that whole cooler. You see something else is missing in that cooler? Fill it up too. That's where my expectations.
So you expect them to look at everything in the cooler and see what's needed.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if you can witness and be like, okay, that needs a little bit, you're going to see it, right? Exactly. You feel they should see what else is needed. Although your orders were to just refill the milk.
Yeah, because
right, you feel like when I talk them, you're expecting them to see that.
But like when I talk them, that's why I have that expectation. Because when I taught them and I brought them in, I was like, this is where the milk goes.
Yeah.
This is where the cheese goes.
Yeah.
This is where the produce and tortillas go. If you go inside the produce and tortillas, it's not just produce and tortillas. There's more than just produce and tortillas in there. If I go inside the cheese cooler, it's not just cheese. There's sour creams and stuff that goes with, but it goes in the same section as it. When I go in the milk cooler, there's eggs, milk, all that in that cooler. But you know that when I tell them, yo, stock the milk,
I mean that whole that department.
But yeah, like the whole department.
Okay, so all right, okay. So that leads me to be like, okay, because that's your expectation. You're expecting them. You know that you're saying that because of the way you train them, they should know that's what they should do.
Yeah.
But then the reality is they don't.
They don't, because it's like, and not just that, but when I'm training them,
do you ask them about it, and then they tell you what happened?
I tell them, and not just that, but I always tell people like, how are you? A hands-on type of learner, or are you a visual learner?
Yeah.
Because I'm both. I could be both. So I want to get that understanding of like who I'm working with, so that way I know how to teach them. Because if they're a hands-on learner and I'm doing everything for them, they're not gonna learn because they're not soaking it in. Now if it's vice versa, and then I'm making them work and do it, they're not gonna remember because they need to see it before they can do it. So I try to get that understanding first. So like when I'm teaching them though, I teach them that like I was like, all right, you see how we finished this whole cooler? This whole cooler is done. Now we can move on to do something else. Like you see how we started this? You see how we finished the whole thing? Now we can move on to something else. I'm like, don't ever. And I explain it to them. Don't ever just do one piece here, one piece here, one piece here, one piece here. Because if you think about it, that's what I'm saying. Like, now if you're the owner of the store, that's why I always tell them, I'm like, that's me as your manager. I'm like, now look at the owner of the store. I'm like, let's say they're never barely ever here. They walk in, they walk past the aisle that you quote unquote already stocked, but they see the milk is full, but all the other stuff in that cooler is empty. What they gonna think of the whole situation? It's empty here. They walk down the other line, they see that the produce is empty. But you stock certain produce, but you didn't stock all the produce. Mm-hmm. They still see, they're gonna walk there and see empty here, empty here. Mm-hmm. They keep walking down. They're on the refrigerators with like the drinks and all that. Right. You fill up one thing, but not the other. Right. They keep walking. What they gonna see over? In general, what do they see? Empty, empty, empty. I'm paying you, and you, and this is all empty. What am I paying y'all for? Mm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And,
Russia.
And who's that fall on?
Right.
It falls on me because now
they're like, manager.
They're like, yo, they're not working. Yeah. This and this. So that's why I try to explain that to them. Where it's just like, if you're doing something, you got to finish that area because you might think as a person, oh, you're working hard, you feel this, and this, but in the naked eye of the owner, I'm like, or myself, if I'm walking by, if I'm walking on the aisle, I see empty here, here, and here. I'm like, what are you doing? Because everything's still empty. What have you been doing this whole time? Yeah, I see something's here full, something's here full, something's here full, but you walk by as a customer or owner, anything, you still overall, what's it look like? It looks empty. Gotcha. So that's why I have certain expectations, but it's just like, that's why I say I contradict myself though, because it's like, I mean, I can't have expectations on people because it's just like, I can't expect people to be as like mindful as me or as advanced as me because it's like, I've been in the game for so long and there's just someone brand new, you know?
I feel like even to add with that, yeah, right. That's true, right? Experience. I was say, even like we could just say it's as simple as that. Which even whether it was experience or not experience, right? We can't. I don't feel like we can even expect people to think like us. Period.
And that's what I was getting to, because
right.
That's what I was exactly about to say. Because when that's where I contradict myself again, because I'd be like, nah, but why can't they think like me? Because it didn't take me that long. Like that shit was just instant to me. It was common sense to me. Like right. They explained it once to me. They showed me. They told me. All right, and I got it. It stuck with me.
All right.
So then when I'd be like, nah, I can't expect people to be as good as me. This and this, but it's just like, you could though, because when I started working, I was fucking 14, 15 years old.
And that's how you feel, right? I know, right.
You're a whole grown ass person. Got your own life, and it's like you can't get something I learned at 14, 15.
Right.
Shit, you know?
Yeah, no, I do.
So that's why I be contradicting myself on expectations though.
Okay.
Because I be like, how I'm asking you, but I'm asking myself, and like, those are the shit I be asking myself when I'm thinking all this shit. I'm like, fuck, can't expect people to be like me.
Yeah. I think that's what it is. I think, because Because I don't think that I really feel like, because I'm a person of no expectations. I always say that, like, no expectations. I believe you live your life with no expectations. I feel like it's crazy though. Like I really feel like I feel the same as you. Like I feel like it's a contradiction too. Yeah. And I wonder if it's because of society, because of the way I was raised, because of what I was taught. You know, whether it be even from in the schools, right? You're taught so many different expectations. They expect you to have certain scores. They expect you to have certain grades. They expect you to do certain things, right? Exactly. Yeah. Responsibilities. What are responsibilities, right? Mm-hmm. Aren't you expected to do your responsibilities, whatever they are, at whatever age? Like if it's you living at home with your mom doing your trash, you know what I'm saying, or you know cleaning your room or whatever, right? You know what I'm saying, right. Laundry. If you're at work, like you said, doing the stuff at your work, doing your actual job, fulfilling whatever the objectives of your job are. Shouldn't you be expected to do that though? Right. You know, I feel like you should, right? I feel like you should. But now I think at the same time, I think it's just like, again, I think my contradiction is like, so like, because I said I don't believe in expectations. So that's the part I feel like about expectations. I do feel like that's I think we should have those type of expectations. Like people should be able to, people should do whatever they were said to do, or whatever you were saying that you were going to do. Yeah. The thing about expectations is there's expectations versus reality, though. I think that's the thing, right? Like expectations, the reality is, well, if I learned anything about people, man, I learned that people move at their own pace. Yeah, people learn at their own pace. That's for sure, yeah. You know what I mean? Like you said, you could have been 14, 15 when you came in there, right? Yeah. And you caught on like that, right? Yeah. There could be a 30-year-old that comes in there and still can't catch on like that. Right. Everybody learns at their own pace. Yeah. You know, I think that's something I learned. You know, I really, really grasped that. And it gives me a different sense of understanding. You know what I mean? So I guess that's me just trying to meet whoever I'm talking to, whoever I'm in communications or interacting with, to understand. So then I can maybe be realistic with my expectations. Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. That word, the realistic, it matches what I was gonna say. Like you gotta have realistic expectations. Is that right? I like the way that sounds. Yeah, but I feel like when you have expectations on certain people, it depends. That's why I say it's a contradiction, because you have expectations on certain things. So like, let's switch it up a bit. That's just how we said about schooling and jobs and people in general. All right. When you're in a relationship, you might have set expectations on people too. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the biggest part of expectations is you have to be understanding. Why? Because if you had this expectation of this person, why did you have that expectation? And if they didn't meet it, you got to understand where they coming from and why they didn't meet it either. And you have to understand that. You know what I'm saying? Come on. So that's what I'm saying. Like when you said the realistic part, I feel like understanding is a big part of expectations too. Because it's like how I said it. You guys see me where I was just like, I would think, why ain't they getting it? But then I'd think, oh, okay, maybe this, and this. But then I continue something like, but I did this, but then I had to think back the other way. You had to start understanding people on why they didn't reach it. Like how he was saying, I was 14, 15 when I learned something, and it clicked so easily to me. 30-year-olds could come in and it don't click to them. And it just won't click. And like how he was saying, it just all depends on how you were brought up, how you were taught, how you was raised, all that. Because it's just like, if you wasn't taught all that at a young age or all that, and you was just like babied or pampered and all that, you know, you're basically like getting spoon fed. And you know what? But hold on, because not even just that. True, right? But to add on, I really just feel some people are quicker learners. No, yeah, without a doubt. That's just being honest. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not stupid. Yeah. They're not retards. You know what I'm saying? But it just take them longer. Because they you know what I mean? But like they were so baby fed though. It's just like okay, yeah, and they were baby fed. Factor, yeah, they were just so used to people. It being so easy. So they don't. When it gets hard, they don't know how to excel. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, not for sure. So for sure. That's what I'm saying. It's just certain people. I don't know, like expectations. Like I said, it could be in anything: relationships, friendships, anything. You set an expectation to. You gotta. I feel like the main part of it is you have to be realistic on why you have that expectation. Yeah. And you have to understand about it. I feel like those two are just hand in hand, because it's like they are. I agree with that. Like how you were saying, but that's what when you said realistic. The first thing I thought it was okay. You gotta have a realistic reason why, and if you do have why, okay, that's your reasoning behind it. But you also have to understand the other end of it. You know, you can't be like not in a way biased, but you can't be like nah, like I'm right, you're wrong type shit. Like no, you have to learn to listen. Like all right, why
And then the other person would be like, is that you set these expectations for me when it's like I'm not even that person. Like, how can you set something for me when I'm not that person? So, like, let's say in a relationship, you'd be like, yo, I was at work all day busting my ass. Let's say you're in a relationship with a girl. You're at work busting your ass all day, breaking your back. You come home all dirty and shit. You get home, there ain't no home cooked meal for you. You know what I'm saying? So now you be like, why ain't you cook? Well, she might have a job too. She might have shit going on. She has shit to do too.
Could have been tired.
Could have been tired. Why you gonna have that expectation that just because she's a female, she has to cook? She tired too. She got responsibility. She got shit going on. You know, so you can't have that expectation because then you could be like, yo, I'm over here busting my ass and this. And now she's explaining why she didn't do it, and you're like, that's just an excuse. Nah, it's not an excuse, bro. Like, you set that expectation for her when, in general, y'all both doing the same shit, bro. Like, y'all could break shit even.
You know what? Yeah. Like, do I agree with that? Yeah. But, you know, it's funny because I feel like I do that shit intentionally. Like, I will hold expectations on other people intentionally. Because I'm gonna challenge you.
No, right, yeah.
That's what mine is. My reason for expectations is if I give expectations, give you expectations, real shit. I'm trying to challenge you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to challenge you to be a better person. I'm trying to challenge you to grow.
Yeah.
That's how I look at expectations. Like, I expect you to do this by this time or be here at this time. You know why? And it'd be like, because let's just say, I'm very punctual, right, with time, right? I'm like really big on time. So like, if I give you a time and I say, I'm gonna expect you to be there at this time, right? I say 6 o'clock. Let's meet here at 6 o'clock. I'm gonna expect you to be there at 6 o'clock.
Right.
And then if you're not at there at 6 o'clock, I'm gonna look at you like, damn, I expect you to be, not just that, because I communicated it to you, right?
Right, exactly.
We talked about it, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I expect you to at least, and I've expected you at least to reach out and be like, boom, you couldn't do it or this and another. But look, reality is, what happened? What if something came up? And he wasn't in a position to get on his phone. He wasn't in a position to, bro, look, you don't know what happens. You really can't call.
Yeah, you can't.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like with expectations as well, bro.
It's the whole understanding part of it.
It's understanding, but like me, for real, I think to add on into that, don't take it personal.
Facts.
Don't take it personal.
Real shit, bro. Real
shit. Hold expectations on people, right? You can, I feel like, if you want to do that, go ahead.
Yeah.
But don't take it personal, bro. If they don't meet your expectations.
And not just that, but
don't get emotionally attached to them not meeting your expectations.
The whole personal part of it too, I feel like how you saying is, don't take it personal, but it's just like, how can you expect something that wasn't communicated?
Boom. And if you and bro, that just hit it on the head. So that was my next section. My next section was going to be like, you know, for those that, you know, because like I said, I know we all do it. I don't give a fuck who you are. You're setting expectations. You're telling you expect people to do something. You got expectations of yourself. Again, I think you should have realistic expectations based off of your circumstances.
Exactly.
And your capability. Be realistic. You know what I'm saying? Weigh out what you really can and can't do, and then set the expectation. What you know, based on what you know and the knowledge of what you have. And then same with other people. And then the other thing is, if it's involving other people, especially that communication part.
Exactly, yep.
I'm not just saying like, yo, I'm talking about a very clear-cut communication. As clear, I'm talking about as clear, as precise, as down to, I mean, as down to the detail as you can get it.
Transparent as fuck.
Like, transparent as shit. Get it down to that.
Yep.
And I feel like you can minimize your I don't know if I want to call it regrets, but just like disappointments.
Yeah, because a lot of times,
you know what I'm saying? Because that's why you're gonna get disappointment or feeling like you're getting disappointed. Yeah. So it can minimize all those disappointments when you are, if you gave a clear-cut, detailed explanation of what you're expecting of somebody else. And vice versa, if somebody gives you a detailed explanation of what they expecting of you. Right? I'm talking very detailed. Like, you really understand, like, you're like, damn, okay, I understand it. You know what I mean? And then understanding hits. Comprehension, now everything's comprehended and understood. And then the last thing is that even if, after all that, even if, for some reason, expectations still were not met. To keep yourself at peace, you shouldn't even take it personal. Because look, people are who they are. People are going to be who they are. I think with me, when I personally look at stuff like that, and I feel like somebody don't follow through, whatever, I take like it's like a mental note for me. It's like a mental note. I'd be like, well, I remember that. Is it a grudge thing? No, it's just more so like, bro, I move a certain way, so like I need people. I feel like it's gonna come down to like respect and like if somebody, I feel like if I give you a clear cut communication, I told you, bro, all you gotta do is continue to be transparent with me. You know what I'm saying? And we can go a long way. Right. And you still somehow wasn't transparent. You still somehow wasn't. Then I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna move differently. I'm not longer gonna start holding expectations on you. Yeah. I'm gonna move accordingly. I'm gonna stop giving you responsibilities. Exactly. You know what I mean? I'm gonna remove them, provoke them. Revoke them. I'm gonna remove them from you. I'm not going. You know what? My communication with you is gonna vary. Is gonna minimize a lot. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If any. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I know work settings in schools and in public places are a little bit different for some of y'all. You know, wherever you're involved with, whatever lives y'all are involved with. But like, you know, I just think it just speaks volume. Like when I hold expectation or I tell you what I expect of you and then you follow through, it just feel like it's a value. It's like you value me. That's how I look at it. Right. Yeah. You value me. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. I'm valuing you. You know what I'm saying? When you expect me to do something, I follow through. Like, yo, Mac, I expect you to pick my, when you see me speak and whatever, you know what I'm saying? When you see me, when you want to go do something, to hit me up or whatever. If you made that clear cut, we done already talked about that or whatever. Boom, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna try to do that if I really care about you. I'm gonna do that. Yeah, and at the end of the day, like how he was saying, just don't be butthurt when shit don't go the way you plan. Because at the end of the day, let's say an expectation I have for him. It's not perfect. Like, let's say I expect him. I invite him somewhere and I expect him to be there. Like, but I know it's happened. I know, and it's like I expected him to be there, but was it a realistic expectation? Because it's like I know on the weekends it's his day. He's on Fridays. I know for sure it's a home run if I get him to chill because I know he's got his giveaways. It's his busiest day of the week. Like his weekend's just getting like busy. Like Friday's his busy day. He's got workouts. He's got games or practices or his giveaway. So how can I expect him to do something when I know he's busy that day? I can't put that expectation on him because it's like it's not realistic. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Y'all got to really understand the whole realistic part. That's what we mean by being realistic. Like you can't put an expectation on someone where you already know it's something that can't happen. It's not going to follow through. So it's like you're setting yourself up for failure because it's like you're expecting someone to do something that you know they couldn't do to begin with. Boom. You know what I'm saying? So, exactly. I mean, that's it, man, bro. Be real. Set realistic expectations
and communicate that shit.
And that's how it comes. It comes with communication on your end. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, their end too, but communication on your end and understanding on your end.
Yes, sir.
As well as on theirs, because again, you have to understand if expectations ain't met. You have to understand why. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And if it's repeated mistakes, if you keep setting expectations on the same person to do or follow through with something, and it's like, why do they keep not doing it? Why are they not doing it? Why are they just not? Bruh, did you communicate that well? Yeah. Because I bet damn near that's what it is. And let's just say, you know what? You looked in the mirror and you did communicate it well. Well, then maybe you holding or placing those expectations on the wrong person. Yeah. And that's how I feel. That's what I meant by move accordingly. Yeah. Because if I didn't said it to you, I know how to explain it to you very well, and you still not doing it, why am I expecting this person? Why am I expecting them to do it?
They ain't set up for the job.
They're just not the one for that job, bro. And it's okay. Move on with your life.
Exactly.
Carry on, like Kate Perkins says. Carry on. Fucking like, carry on. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it, man. I'm supposed to let it come. Learn to let go and, you know what I'm saying, move on, man. Like, that's it, man. So I think I love that, man. That's a good one, man. Set realistic expectations, man, on yourself and on others, man. Like, for realistic, bro. Break down the circumstances and the capabilities, your abilities, their abilities, what you can and can't do, what you will and won't do. You know what I'm saying? What you just balance, you know what I'm saying? Just get a very clear understanding. Communicate what your wishes are. And when somebody communicates what their wishes are for you, take it in, and then be transparent if you can't do it. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I done had people do that. They told me what they want from me, what they expected me. Matter of fact, I just had a meeting, and a guy, I'm involved with a lot of stuff, but a guy was telling me he wanted me to be involved with one of his programs, and he was gonna wanted me to be involved as a host. And I was like, so basically his expectation was gonna be to me to help him do stuff for other people, right? Me being who I am, I understand that that's gonna take time. I'm transparent enough to be like, man, you know what? I don't have that for you. I don't have that much time to give you. Now, because I'm not willing to sacrifice that time away from the other things I'm doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? I just literally told him just like that. Like, I just don't. And guess what he did? He created. He was like, how about if we just did 1 month meeting? I was like, see, I probably can do that. I could probably do a meeting once a month. I think I'm pretty sure I can fit in 1 day out of my month. Because I do want to support other people. I love supporting other people. But it's like that, if you were asking for that much of my time, I couldn't do it. And that even was if there was money, but I couldn't do it. You know what I mean? Like, that just wasn't, because it's not along with everything I'm got going on, what I'm trying to do. My goals, I have my own expectations and my own goals I'm trying to reach.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that means that I expected myself to do certain stuff every day and to be doing, and if it's not on that line, it's like, that's taken from. And I know everything you have to achieve in life, it comes with sacrifices, and that was just not one I was willing to accept.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole part of the communication.
But that was the communication, and he loved that, and I seen the satisfaction of it, and he still wants to continue. We're going to figure out how to work with each other. You know what I'm saying? I didn't just completely dismiss him like, man, what he brought to me was bullshit, man. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, respect, bro. Y'all gotta respect motherfuckers, man. Like, respect, bro. Like, it was all still love and respect. Always ways, but always ways through love, bro. That's where that shit really come from. It's still love, bro. The characteristics that embody what love is. Like, I did it the right way, bro. I would never felt wrong for declining that because I even expressed why.
Yeah.
It wasn't no cliffhanger. It wasn't no like, damn, you just said no.
Yeah.
Damn, because anybody gets a no, usually you're gonna want to know why, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because you found this person as a valid candidate to be what you were wishing for.
Right, exactly.
You'd be like, damn, what you mean? No.
Right.
And now you don't owe nobody, if not anybody, explanation. But I just feel like respectfully, there's nothing wrong with giving a minimal or a summary or just a brief.
You're giving him an explanation,
just because that's all it is. It's not an explanation. Don't stop learn how to look at shit. Yeah. It's not. I'm about to explain myself. Then just give him a little understanding.
Where you coming from?
Where you coming from? Because y'all bet you would want that. I know you would. Everybody wants that. Cause all y'all begging to be understood. You know how it go. Yeah. Right. So I don't know. I like that one. Yeah. Realistic expectations, man.
Yeah. So I feel like the other thing too, where y'all could work on or ask people what are your expectations? Like if you're in a relationship, like what do you expect from
Please get to the bottom line of that.
You know what I'm saying? Like what do you expect from me or what do you expect from this relationship? If you're in work and you're having this communication with like managers and stuff, what's your expectation of me? What do you want me to get done? Like me, I go to my store owners. I ask them all the time, like, what's your expectation for this month or the next 3 months? Like, what do you expect to see? Like, what do you expect to change? What do you expect to grow? They tell me what they expect. I hear them out. Now I go out there and make it happen. Because now you're having that communication, like he was saying, that understanding. So if I could tell y'all anything, just go out there and just literally ask people. Ask
what are their
expectations? Ask whoever it is, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, anybody, any relationship, friendship, anything.
Yeah,
like,
any relationship.
What's your expectations of me?
Any relationship, I like
and then you're going to hear them. You're going to hear what they're saying. And don't get mad what they say because that's just their expectation.
Yep.
Learn to understand their expectation.
Yep. And take it in, bro. Yeah, for real. I like that. I like that though, man. Yeah, I do challenge all y'all to go out there and ask people, what their expectations of you are. Anything that any business things you're involved with, any family relationships, any boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, any relationships, anything that you're involved with, ask what the expectations are for you or are of you. If you don't know what it is, you know what I'm saying? And maybe you think you know what it is, so still ask again. Because maybe it's something else. You know what I'm saying? And I promise that can kill all that confusion. Exactly. All that disappointment. Yep. All that just that sadness, that madness, all those anger that comes with that shit as an aftermath. Like, again, don't take it personal when they tell you. You know what I'm saying? And don't take it personal when they tell you, but their actions don't match.
Ooh. I like that. Real shit.
Cause you got the ones you can get butthurt because they tell you the expectations and damn, ain't what I wanted to hear, right?
Yeah.
But then what if they tell you what you wanted to hear, but then their actions don't match?
Exactly. Yeah.
Be careful. Don't take shit personal though. Like I said, learn to move accordingly.
Yep.
If it ain't meant to be, it ain't. So, hey, not every relationship meant to be, bro. I don't give a fuck what relationship it is. Like I said, our brotherhood, we know what it is because we know the respect is there. We know the transparency is there. Yeah. You need transparency, bro. For real, transparency is the number one. You need that. That's what y'all need, bro. You don't know what that means? That's just how I'm trying to remember how to explain transparency, man. It's just overall the best form of communication, man. Where one is being completely honest of what we can and can't do, and just being open about everything. I'm talking about open.
Yeah, just being open
as you can. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, bro.
I feel like you got
that's it. I think that's it, man. Hey, be realistic with your expectations. I thought we already named everything, but yeah, be realistic with your expectations, man. You know what I'm saying? And be transparent.
Yeah. And I just want to give a shout out to John for the topic.
John, I love you, man. Yeah, we appreciate you, man. Hey, always ways, man. It's express yourself.
Express yourself.
My boy, I love you, boy.
Love, bro.